It's been a night of first giving it to Al Gore, then taking it away on the part of the networks. George Walker Bush, the new president of the United States, the governor of Texas, the first father-son governor combination since the Addams family. This is the scene in Austin, Texas tonight. It's been a long, suspenseful evening.
It appears that there is more and more fire and smoke enveloping the very top of the building. And as fire crews are descending on this area, it does not appear that there's any kind of an effort up there yet. Now remember, oh my God.
Oh my God.
That looks like a second plane. So this looks like it is some sort of a concerted effort to attack the World Trade Center that is underway in downtown New York.
A considerable emergency going on right now throughout the space community, throughout NASA, at Mission Control. One can only imagine what those technicians must be feeling as they desperately search for signs from Space Shuttle Columbia, scheduled to have landed now 15 minutes ago. These pictures apparently coming into us from Texas. It would appear a catastrophic incident having happened there in the skies over Texas. What we are seeing there is eerily reminiscent of the 1986 Challenger explosion.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger. On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war.
3, 2, 1, engine start, and liftoff of the Falcon rocket carrying the Spirit from Earth to Mars.
Whoa! Whoa! All right, John, I don't know if you can hear me. I can't even lift my head up at this point. We've seen the winds grow stronger over the past hour and a half, visibility down to about 0. We've had about 5 or 6 hours now of heavy rain to go along with that. So some real danger for the people along the coast here of Mississippi. 6 counties have been mandatorily evacuated. We're not seeing anyone out on the streets. No movement at all. There was a curfew in effect last night. And the worst is still to come.
Today, we're introducing 3 revolutionary products of this class. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone.
Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate. We're red everywhere, essentially, down by 4-5%.
We're down over 16%. Dow at the same time has fallen about 18%.
The stock market is now down 21%.
Because we're now down 43%.
What in the world is happening on Wall Street?
2-year note yields went from 190 to 166 in the blink of an eye.
I have never live looked at the Dow Jones Industrial Board and seen a 600-point loss.
Who knows where this is going to end up? I mean, this is volatility we haven't seen, of course, since way before you and I were born, even before our grandparents, 1929.
And CNN can now project that Barack Obama, 47 years old, will become the president-elect of the United States. We project he now has enough electoral votes, more than 270, more than enough to become the 44th president of the United States.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda.
The Stars and Stripes were folded today, signaling the end of one of the longest wars in our history. Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta accepted the colors in Baghdad as he formally closed America's nearly 9-year involvement in Iraq.
The winner crosses the finish line at 12:10. Then At 2:50 p.m., more than half the runners were through. The first bomb explodes just a few yards from the finish line. In the chaos, listen for the second explosion, just moments later.
Good afternoon. Today, the United States of America is changing its relationship with the people of Cuba. In the most significant changes in our policy in more than 50 years, we will end an outdated approach that for decades has failed to advance our interests, and instead, we will begin to normalize relations between our two countries.
What a night. This morning, NBC News projects Donald Trump, the president-elect of the United States.
At this hour, Trump has 278 electoral votes to Hillary Clinton's 218. And he told the crowd at his election night headquarters in New York that he had received a call from Hillary Clinton conceding the election. And according to Kellyanne Conway, President Obama has called as well.
Going into Election Day, he had a narrow path to victory, and he threaded the needle with wins in must-have states like North Carolina, Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, even Wisconsin. At this hour, Arizona, New Hampshire, Minnesota, and Michigan have yet to be called.